What's up everybody? Last week we got jump number 1 done and it's riding awesome, but the rest of the line is haggard. Let's have a look at how bad they are and then we'll get started on the build. And I'll share some tips with you about how I get these jumps looking so sweet. So if you remember when we were rebuilding the bottom of the quarter pipe there, I had to cover some mouse holes. Well, I found out where they're going now that we've dug into the landing number 2. Check that out. It goes from the quarter pipe under there and it goes all the way across this landing. That's crazy. Gonna have to fill that in and probably set some mouse traps. We got the backside of landing number 2 looking good. Got a little bit of extra dirt at the bottom and never let good dirt go to waste. So I'm gonna put that in a wheelbarrow and we're gonna move it around to the other side for the face dirt. Last week I got really lucky with all the rain, but it's dried out now and it's sunny and the dirt's just powdery and loose and dry now. The 2 options I have are come out here every 5 minutes and spray it with the hose, or I've got a little trick to where I hook up a sprinkler and I start spraying it down, and then I come back in an hour and it's soaked in. When I do this, I want to make sure I'm not getting it so wet that the mud is running down. I just want a nice even coating of water that's gonna soak in slowly, and then we'll have the perfect digging dirt. If you notice in these time lapses, there's some crazy stuff going on behind me. So my favorite local riding spot is on fire right now. We'll check in over the next few weeks to see how things held up and how these trails are running. Earlier this week, I took a lap on one of my favorite trails, and this is the last time this trail will look like this for a long time. Hopefully the damage isn't too bad. We'll check it out in a future video. As of right now, there's been no lives lost and no homes lost, so we're super fortunate for that. And we've got an awesome fire crew on it. 3 helicopters doing laps, picking up water and dumping it on the hot spots. They have bulldozers cutting fire breaks, and then they've got 150 crew up there as well. This jump is a major project. Not only do we have to take off all the vegetation and stack it taller, we also need to broaden out the shoulders and thicken the knuckle at the top. So it's gonna be a lot of dirt we're moving by hand. I didn't have a chance to set the sprinkler up on it to get it soaked in early, so we're gonna be watering it as we go, which isn't ideal, but it'll get the job done. I've been reading the comments on my past videos, and a lot of you want to know how to keep the dirt from sticking to the bottom of your shovel. And there's no solution that works all the time, but there's a few things you can do that really help. If you look on my channel, I've got a video about how to tune up your shovel. That's a great place to start. I always keep this thing clean. This is the same shovel I used in that video, and every day after I get done using it, I hose it off, clean it off, and oil it again. So that alone makes a huge difference, because if you're trying to dig with a shovel that's got dirt caked onto the backside already, of course that wet dirt's gonna stick to it. So clean your shovels, make them look like this. That's a good start. The next most important thing for having dirt not stick to your shovel is have the right moisture consistency. So if you mix your dirt up really well to the point where it's not quite muddy, but it's not dry either, and you can grab that dirt and kind of make a ball out of it, it's probably not going to stick to your shovel, and that's a great start, and it's the right consistency to pack as well. All right, let's get to packing this landing now. I'm going to stack it a little bit more, and we're going to start packing in this corner where I've built it up and tried to widen it out. After you get your landing stacked back up where it needs to be, the most important thing to do is pack it really well. Every surface of this jump took 2 layers of packing. So the way I like to do it is an initial pack that kind of sets the shape and starts getting it packed, and then I go back through and I pack it really hard so it's nice and firm. Landing number 3 is stacked, packed, shaped, and ready to go. I'm not sure if you can tell, but this is back-breaking work. Everything hurts, my hands hurt. I usually ride and dig gloveless, but unfortunately no one else is around to ride it with me, so I'm gonna do a couple laps by myself, and then we're gonna move on to building number 4. Hey, no chickens on the landing anymore, it's done. Riding only, bikes only. Gotta regulate the chicken. They think they can get away with anything. I'm pretty excited. I already know jump number 1 works awesome. I think 2 and 3 are gonna be perfect, so let's see how they ride. This will be my first time hitting these jumps, so I'm gonna go a little deep and not pull up quite as high as I would otherwise. Kind of safety jumping them, but I'll see how the landings are, how everything works, and we'll go from there. Yeah, those worked awesome. I'm gonna go up for another run. Those are fun. That was awesome. Those worked really good. I went pretty deep on all of them, so I'm gonna pull back a little bit more and go a little bit higher. Those are really fun. Okay, here we go, run number 2. It looks like I'll be jumping over Owen. There we go. Oh man, that is awesome. Those are so fun and floaty. This landing is riding so good. I feel like I can really pull back on it, and landing's nice and steep and in the right place. And when you move a landing and change the angle and the location of it, you always want to look at the tracks after you ride it to make sure you're landing in the right place. I'm pretty much right in the middle. The last thing I have to do to finish up this jump is to fix these ruts now. If I left it like that, they'd be rock hard and they would be in there for the life of the jump. It's nice and soft right now, so I can just rake the dirt back in there, give it one more pack, water it in, and then call it a night, and this thing will be perfect tomorrow. Thanks for watching part 2 of the build. Part 3 is next week. We're gonna finish up with the last jump and the trick jump, and then we're gonna ride them with a big session like I said. So tune in next week, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it, and we're gonna have a good time. So this is the real star of all the time lapses. This is Colonel Sanders, the chicken, and the Colonel follows me around when I'm digging because it's popping up worms. So there's worms and grubs and little bugs all over these landings as I'm digging them. Yeah, chickens love bugs. Say what's up, Colonel.